Before I get started with this audio, I have to give a shout out to Harvey over at Your World for actually doing a video on this exact subject that I'm about to talk about. When I saw it, I said I definitely have to speak about this. So, as y'all know, I and several others have done various, well, not various, but probably just one commentary at least on George Santos and the bed of lies that this man has told over the vast course of his, not only his, I guess you could say, career, but his life. And I just was completely and utterly disgusted with how this man straight up lied on his mother's grave about how she passed during 9/11, but she really died in 2016 from cancer. Well, if you thought that was something, wait till you get a load of what I'm about to tell you about what else this man has lied about and the racism that comes from this dude. So I'm actually going to be reading this article from Yahoo that's is from Yahoo, but it's actually via Blavity, but Yahoo posted it up on their site on January 4th, 2023. The title reads, Congressman-elect George Santos, who lied about his ethnicity, jobs, and education, also promoted a racist agenda. One of the weirdest stories to come out of the 2022 political cycle has been a series of revelations about George Santos, who was elected to represent New York's 3rd congressional district in the House of Representatives. A series of reports by the New York Times and other outlets have revealed that nearly every detail about Santos's resume and backstory has been a lie, including his education, job history, ethnicity, and possibly his sexual orientation. Despite these blatant lies, Santos has refused to step down and has shown up to Congress to participate in the chaotic first days of the new Republican-controlled House. But as more info comes out about Santos, it appears the newly elected congressman is a liar and a racist. Well, we knew about the liar part. So him being a racist, that's, not so surprising either. But it's one thing in here that really blindsided me because I read ahead, but I'm giving y'all all the details now. The first one says sharing racist Obama meme. That's not the one that took me by surprise, because none of them have not done something like that. The most shocking instance of racism alleged against Santos came in November 2020, shortly after he lost his first congressional election. Joshua Sauberman uncovered an old post on Santos's Instagram page from 2014 when Santos shared a picture of Barack and Michelle Obama that had been crudely altered to make them look like apes. Santos did not deny sharing the photo, but instead asked readers if they had quote-unquote read the footer as to what I said, presumably implying that his captions on the image indicated some non-racist reason for sharing it. They don't. Now, this is the part right here that took me back. Claiming black heritage. In defending himself against the racist photo, Santos claimed to be the son of a black man and raised in a very biracial family, which we definitely all know is far from true. This is one of several times he claimed biracial or black heritage. While Santos has already been caught lying about his ethnicity by falsely claiming World War II era European Jewish heritage despite his family being in Brazil much longer before that, his claim to black heritage would not necessarily contract his family roots in Brazil. The Afro-Brazilian population is estimated to comprise over half of the country's citizens, making it the biggest black population outside of Africa and one of the largest in the world. Nevertheless, there is no evidence to support the claim that Santos is biracial or that he came from the union of a white mother and a black father. So far, there hasn't been much information revealed about Santos's father, while he has been caught in several lies about his mother, including telling multiple contradictory stories about when and how she died, making all of his claims about his parents suspect at best. The next one, it says promoting anti-black policies. Santos' claims of black heritage are particularly relevant and were scrutiny not just because he lied about so many other things, but because he used his alleged background to push conservative and anti-black policies. For example, in July 2020, Santos evoked Martin Luther King Jr. and his own quote-unquote biracial identity to object to the singing of Lift Every Voice and Sing, commonly known as the Black National Anthem. As a matter of fact, let me read to you what his tweet says. Hashtag MLK did not die for us to go back to segregation. As a biracial person, I stand tall against segregation of any kind. This so-called quote unquote black anthem is the most divisive thing I've ever seen. We are all Americans under one flag, and our anthem is the Star Spangled Banner #USA, and then he put a little American flag emoji behind it. Santos spent much of the summer of 2020 condemning the Black Lives Matter movement while tweeting hashtags like #TakeBackOurCountry. He also supported bans against critical race theory and quote-unquote woke curriculum, repeating Republican dog whistles used to censor acknowledgement of racism in U.S. history and current institutions. Santos also dismissed both Vice President Kamala Harris and Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson as having been chosen based on race and sex instead of picking the best person for the job. His tweet reads, "We should never pick a Supreme Court justice based on race and sex. Our VP was chosen that way, and Kamala Harris is an inept failure. Whatever happened to picking the best person for the job?" My thing is this. He sounds real contradictory considering the amount of lies this man has told, and he just got chosen. And I'm willing to bet they didn't, well, I'll say that they didn't pick him based on his lies. Who knows why they chose him? Is this their way of saying that we're going to shake up the establishment? Because if that's what they're going for, I would say with him alone, they're doing a good job, unfortunately. In short, Santos has engaged in many racist tropes and talking points that other far-right politicians have used to attack black leaders and push repressive policies. But Santos has taken it further by engaging in these racist dog whistles while claiming to speak as a quote-unquote biracial black man. As Santos's lies catch up with him, he may have limited time to push this anti-black agenda within Congress. And like I said, I'm reading this on Yahoo, and I'm looking, there are 557 comments on there, and they are lighting his ass up like the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. And rightfully so. This is who they voted in. This is who they put into that political seat. I don't know what the people in New York are going to do in that district, but for those who are there, y'all are in trouble with this guy running whatever it is he's supposed to be running up there. This is wild to me. Like, I'm literally mind blown right now with what I just read. The only thing that wasn't surprising to me in that whole article I just read was about him posting the racist meme of Barack and Michelle Obama. The part of him claiming he's biracial, he had a black father and a white mother, when there's no proof that his father was black. None at all. And then the other one that he put up there about, you know, about the anthem and lift every voice and sing it. Yeah, like I said, George Santos is a problem. He's an issue. And this is a guy who's a quote unquote in the academy. And I say quote unquote because he could be lying about that. I don't know. This guy is one big hill of lies. I almost want to ask, is he even real? Is he even a human being? He might be a damn android for all I know. But this is who they chose. This is who they chose to be in a political spot. This is the world this is the establishment we lived in, when people who lie the way that he does can get a job. Let me say that again. This guy lied so much and still got a high-paying job. Let me do an ounce of the lies he did and apply for a job. They would say, we're not hiring you. Like, what? That's what they would come back to me with. And I would expect it, because it's like they found me out. And it is what it is. But this guy literally lied on his whole resume without really having one. He lied about his own job history. I think this guy is actually allergic to telling the truth. And now with this stuff coming out, now we see a more additional parts about him that makes him even more egregious. And let's be real here, with all these lies this man has told, and the recent stuff, the anti-black tropes that he has mentioned, makes him very, very dangerous to a lot of people. All I'm gonna say is that I don't know what the demographic is for the district in which he runs, but if there's any black people up there, specifically Any black Americans up there, y'all better be very careful with this dude, especially with them claims he made. That is absolutely insanity to me. I cannot believe this. And usually I can have a remedy for, you know, when it comes to certain things, topics such as these, but I don't know how to diagnose this. And I'm not even a doctor. Hell, and I guess in one of his personalities, he probably is. It's just amazing. This, like I said, this guy literally lied his way into a political seat, like lied all the way there. And while I'm on the subject, when I did my video about him, a few days ago, well over a week ago, I clicked the newest tab, you know, when it shows your top comments and your newest comments. Sorry about that pop-up. You know how they show you the top comment and the newest comments? I clicked on the newest comments and I had so many people who have never came to my channel before. I guess the algorithm really wanted to push that video, who came over and said, well, there are politicians on the left who lie all the time. Well, you know, look at the president. He lied too and everything like that. I wasn't talking about them. And yes, I know they're capable of lying too. Why do you think I call them lie-trictions? They couldn't even stay on beat. They couldn't even stay on topic. They tried to shift and deflect away from what I was talking about. Now, guess what? They're probably going to pop up into this chat, into this comment section, and pull the same thing here that they did on that video too. Well, some people on the left are anti-black too. Like, look at so-and-so. I'm not talking about them. And I'm sure there has been a time when I have talked about them when they have said and done anti-black things. But right now, we're talking about this guy right here. This guy lied about his work history. He lied about his educational history. He lied about his mother's death. He lied about his religion. He's lied about his sexuality. Now he's posting racist memes. He's lied about his heritage, claiming that he's biracial when he's not. And he still got a high-paying job. After all of that, he got a high-paying job. You cannot tell me there's a certain level of privilege in this establishment that doesn't cater to a certain group of people. Granted, yes, his last name is Santos, but let's be completely honest with ourselves here. George Santos looks more PC than he does not.